Amid crisis in the Middle East, the cable company's poor customer service and bare pornography, we bring you once again into the multiverse with Judd and Noah. Hey guys.
Why are you doing that voice? What?
Welcome back to the multiverse, guys. It's me, Judd, from last time, remember? Probably not. You probably haven't seen it. You're probably not watching right now, actually.
And I'm Noah. We've come up with an official name for our fan base. For now, we're calling them the Canadians, since they don't exist.
And we have new friends. We have new faces that you guys can't see.
We never make new friends. He's lying.
Yeah, I am.
What about me? I was here last time.
Oh yeah, Ian was here last time.
Yeah, you guys are just a bunch of two-rate.
And
just disappointing. Just a bunch of disappointing people.
You are literally only yelling so that way you can see your audio.
And that's Jazzer right there.
You want to be able to see the audio, guys. If you can see the purple, then you're probably okay.
That's
like
blue.
babbling.
That's blue. Listen.
You know what? I maintain that that's purple.
Alright.
Looks like someone needs to check the eye doctor.
That was a good joke. That was a good joke. Let's all clap for him. Yeah.
Clap for me.
That's
I
awful.
need to be secured by your emotions.
I don't even know if you guys heard his joke or not.
But basically,
Probably.
I just wanted him to go because I am concerned for my friend's health, yeah.
Alright, so...
Lean in if you want to talk. Like
What?
Got-
Yeah? You just want to... Yeah?
Lean in
Guys,
towards the
really?
microphone.
Is this good?
Probably.
It's fine. Alright.
Are you sure?
Please stop interrupting me.
I'm sorry, man.
Alright,
I
so
won't
there's
do
some...
that again.
Stop it. There's something we didn't deliver on last time that we'd promised to at the beginning, and we didn't. And that's a book called Bear. Now, for you Canadians out there, and I realize that I'm saying that our fan base is Canadians, and this actually has to pertain with real Canadians,
have to ask
which
you
I
to
say,
sir.
which don't exist. They don't exist. Anyway, there's a bestseller in Canada called Bear.
Whoa.
It's a little bit like 50 Shades of Grey,
Whoa, really?
but
Dude,
Canadian.
What? Whoa.
Like Canadian.
Whoa, wait.
Alright, so it's by Marion Engel. Is that
Bagel.
Engel? That's not Bagel.
Looks like
Wow,
Engel to
look
me.
at that post name.
Marion Engel.
What the actual fuck Canada?
We will link to this in the video description if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, I might suggest going to YouTube and liking and subscribing and checking the description because we'll have links to all of our articles there. And that is on YouTube. In the search bar, just put Into the Multiverse News Commentary Podcast. Should come up. Maybe try Into the Multiverse News Commentary Podcast Episode 1.
I'm sorry, sir. I think they know how to use the search engine.
Well,
I have clear.
I have to say that because if you just search our podcast name, it brings up a bunch of stuff that isn't our podcast.
You
So.
might
Like-
get some
Family
intergalactic
Guy.
pornography.
Like,
that doesn't even...
Like Richard Nixon. Brings
What?
up Richard Nixon.
No, I literally searched it yesterday, and all it brought up was Family Guy.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. I had hoped it would bring up Richard Nixon.
But that is also Richard Nixon.
Alright, so,
Richard Nixon's a great American war hero. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
on the back of the book,
Watergate scandal's a lie.
please,
Sorry.
please stop interrupting me,
I
Jazzer.
would never interrupt you. You are my dearest chum.
Okay, ignore him.
Don't ignore me.
Here,
I require your attention.
who wants to, please, seriously, stop it.
Okay, we're gonna read it. We're gonna read you guys. Sorry about the the distractions. We're a little distracted too. But here we're gonna read to you guys an actual excerpt from the book. Jasser's gonna read it.
Yeah, because I need.
But you need
Read
to
loudly.
lean into the actually
Yeah,
get
I
out of the
I got it. Hold
out of the wheelchair.
Okay. Ugh. Nah, just kidding. They don't make friends with
He's
cripples.
not disabled.
Nah, don't worry. Alrighty, so where's the excerpt?
It's right there.
And quoth the lady, "Bear," she cried, "I love you. Pull my head off." The bear did not, but her menstrual fever made him more assiduous. She was half afraid of him, but drunk and weak for danger. Oh. She took his thick fur that skidded in her hands, trying to get a grip on his loose hide. She likes him old, man.
You just narrated it.
But when she went deeper into it, she encountered further depth. Her short nails slipped. She cradled his big, furry, Oh God, no.
Keep
Asymmetrical bowling balls in her hand. She played with them, rolling them gently inside their cases as he. Oh. Let's remind you kids that this is rated R for not kids, okay, kids?
Rated R for not kids.
So you guys, you youngins better skedaddle quick.
It's rated R for really fucked up.
Yeah.
I want you guys to all look over here.
So
We're gonna take
this
off
is
the
not only a Canadian bestseller,
for victory.
but it also won the Governor General's Award,
Oh, wow.
which is the highest literary award in Canada.
You know what?
And it is now part of their literary history course, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we have Mayor Ford. So just scaling, Mayor Ford's a mayor. So I don't even want to know how messed up the freaking governor is. I mean, crack cocaine, that's just the bottom of the rung. They're probably stepping up to methamphetamine.
Yeah,
Other
I am
delicious
the danger.
substance.
She was drunk on I Am the Danger.
Yes. And the cover is very interesting too. It looks like as the bear is remodeling her neck or something.
Her neck.
Like, I think he's a cryo. I
That's
think
not
he's a.
her neck.
Can I please?
Oh wait, that's
I-
not
can
his
I-
arm. That's her hair. Oh, so he's not a chiropractor.
The shocking,
He's not a
erotic novel of a
chiropractor.
woman in love, a startlingly alive narrative of the forbidden, the unthinkable, the hardly imaginable.
The forbidden,
You mean, it says...
The barely imaginable.
the hardly. Get it,
And
kids.
that was a quote from the Washington Post. Now, from what I've read, not all of the book is as bad as that. That's about as bad as it gets, and from what I've heard, it explains these so-called sex scenes in a negative light.
Well, that's probably actually. I mean, it kind of sounds interesting.
It's about
alright,
it's
so
about
we're
a
not
disconnect
gonna go any
between
further.
humans and nature.
I think you're just enticed by the bear and the
I
woman.
think you're just in
being
time
cussed
to have
by
sex
her
with the bear.
And I was very disappointed to find out that Vladimir Putin was not starring in this book.
Oh man,
Hey,
that-
don't you slander the Russia's great leader.
Russia.
Hey, that's a great man you're
The
slandering.
Russian Union of Soviet States.
So we're gonna talk about we're going into our segment that we like to call Multiversal Ooze,
Ooh.
which is just us talking about stupid news, about news for stupid people, or about news for smart people who like to make fun of stupid
And
people.
it may
Or-
perhaps include a game.
What?
Yay, games!
Guys, put down in the comments, if you put hashtag yes, then you get $30.
Don't do that.
By
We-
$30, I mean I'll give
No.
you 3 terabytes worth of
we'll put our
data.
PayPal
He's kidding. He's kidding right now. We won't give you anything, and a majority of us hate hashtags because they're an awful idea.
No, they're not.
Hashtag we hate hashtags. Hashtag selfie.
All right.
This is an intermission brought to you by the Canadian Board of Executives. Please stand by. There are refreshments, coffee, and popcorn outside your door.
Free bear
Don't
porn.
worry, it's just a Canadian man. Don't freak out. Don't pull a gun on him. Seriously, guys, we've got 20 coffins, and
He's a werebear.
it's really getting tough down here.
We do not live in Canada.
We live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Nobody lives in Canada.
What?
Yeah, we live in Atlanta, Georgia. All right.
Georgia, home
I'm-
of brave and free.
And the slaves.
So do you?
No more racist humor.
Maybe you guys didn't hear him.
The first episode that I didn't see.
Oh yeah, Jasser never watched the first episode.
I don't blame him. It was probably awful. Just
I
like
never
this
watched
one.
the first episode either.
We did. We listened to
My
the
ears
audio
almost started bleeding.
file. Yes, Ian's ears did begin bleeding.
We had to call the paramedics.
But that's because he's sick.
Very
No,
sick.
it's just because your podcast.
We're
was
kidding.
sick.
Wow, he just dissed your podcast, Holmes. You
But
wanna
I was
throw
in
down?
it too, so I guess.
I think he wants
So
to throw
we
down.
seem to not have any ooze right now.
Okay, start oozing.
All right.
That can be taken.
All right, so Noah, you're gonna do the same game for me that I did last week for you.
Yes,
Oh,
and
guys, I'm stuck. Oh man.
I
Oh,
promised the
oh,
game,
crap,
and I'm going to
stuck.
start off
Get
with
out
it.
of the wheelchair.
All right, be quiet, Jazzer. Okay, I have to explain the rules to the game. Please shut up.
It snagged on my butthole. What?
Shut up.
Continue.
All right, can we
Okay.
close down?
All right, so this game each round will include 3 articles. One of the articles is a real article, and the other 2 are fake articles. Where are you going, Judd?
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm very uncomfortable. You're leaving me. I'm getting sad right now.
He's getting sad. I'm gonna have this poppy seed. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. There.
So, the first round. The first article is missing woman unwittingly joins search party for herself.
That's fake.
Okay.
Don't listen to Ian. He's delusional.
All right.
I've seen all the articles.
So the second article in this round, World Cup soccer player calls foul on Brazilian pedestrians after tripping over own feet.
You got it. The second one is fake. Who does he
No,
think
I'm not done yet.
Oh, oops.
And the third one is college student kicked out of university for correcting professor too much.
You
Braxton.
Okay.
Wait till you're done chewing. Jesus, Judd.
weren't you trying to manage? Were you raised in a barbaric barn filled with
That's
barbarians?
your full name.
I was. God damn you.
Wow. Were they the Huns, the Germans, or
The Germans.
The German Huns.
No,
Oh.
the Germans were Mongol.
Alright, so
barbarians.
guys, make your pick. Which one is
I'm guessing the
real
first one is
article?
real. The lady joins the search party for herself.
No, dude, you don't know. I did that happen to me. Yes.
So, what's your answer?
Second player. Because wait, what?
So
second
the
question.
second one about the second article about the soccer player, you say, Jazzer?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And what does Ian say?
I don't know.
So our intern does not know.
Our interns, we kind of
Okay.
Fuck up.
So
abuse him.
it was the first one.
Oh,
Judd
God.
was correct.
Yeah.
I knew it.
How
I
the
was
hell does
correct.
that happen? How the hell does that happen?
I have no idea. I barely looked into the article. and-
Barely.
Be quiet. Do you
Oh.
want to start searching it up while I do the second one?
No,
All
you shouldn't.
It's okay. Do the second one.
right, I'll link these later and we can read
No,
about them.
you should
Yeah,
probably not.
No,
do
I
any of
I already have the links. Shut up.
that. Too late.
All right, round 2. Walter White cosplayer arrested for soliciting the sale of blue methamphetamine to various people on the street.
That sounds
I hope that's the
feasible.
one.
All right, the second article. Chinese zoo under fire for disguising hairy dog as lion.
Yep, that is probably true. Those Chinese are pretty
Stop.
stingy. What?
All right, and the third one is Puerto Rico celebrates Dependence Day.
I think it's the second one, and I think that because I have seen that type of dog before, because I want one.
I believe it's the third one because I just don't like to be on the same page as Judd. Because
They never agree. All right,
Never!
It is the second one.
Yeah.
And
oh,
I want
What?
I want to pull up a picture of it just because I looked at it and I couldn't. It's all right. So you don't look at the screen right now because it has my other ones on there.
Okay, I'm not looking.
And then you immediately pull it up.
Stop.
As you're telling people not to.
okay. Comcast support and
Stop!
Shut up,
Really,
shut up.
stop!
Sorry.
I'm not kidding. Stop looking at it
I'm
now.
not looking
Calm
at
down.
anything.
Okay.
All right,
Ow! Stop hitting me! Ow! I'm sorry. I won't do
there
it.
it is.
Don't worry, guys. We
Wow.
Take a look at that. And
we gotta get. We'll post this video for sure, guys.
It's,
I mean,
a, it's a
an
Tibetan
image.
We'll post this
Mastiff.
picture.
It's a
Stop
Tibetan.
talking over each other,
It's a
okay?
Tibetan-
You are
a
stop
Tibet-
talking over each other.
It's a Tibetan.
It's a Tibetan Mastiff, guys.
All right.
I'm sorry. Noah's original sometimes.
So
Hey, you're talking over me, boy.
I am getting to the third.
don't worry,
round.
guys. We really all love each other very much.
No, we don't.
Except
Ten-
I hate-
Fight
all
me,
right.
boy!
literally
Fight me!
all of
Come
them.
on! Come on! Let's slow down. Let's play physicals. Here, Judd. Hold my watch.
We're not. No.
We're not.
Hold my watch. Hold my watch.
Listen,
Here, hold my rings.
there was a reason why I was a bit skeptical about bringing him on to the podcast, as you can see. Now we
my
have it now.
bracelets. Hold my bracelets, Holmes.
He's
All
not wearing any bracelets.
I'm going to ignore him and start the third round right now.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, dog.
Tennessee man files a lawsuit against Latin American immigrants for, quote, speaking Mexican.
It's so sad that it could be true.
And disgusted Central Park mugger rejects victim's flip phone. And the third article, Unknown Chicago citizen steals parking tickets and places them on random police cars.
Oh.
Second one,
So,
because I really want that one to be the truthful one.
it's probably the second one. That's probably the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second one.
That's so great.
The mugger did not want the Central Park person. I can't think of the word.
Civilian?
The civilian walking within Central Park. They did not want their flip phone. Rejected it, threw it on the ground, I believe, and walked away.
I believe that we have reached a new low. That culture is obviously declining.
Yeah, we should all
technology-
just go and live in Saudi Arabia.
I
Alright.
believe that you want to fight me, Holmes.
All right, round 4. Stoner arrested at barbecue joint after wild ride across the U.S. He only traveled 20 feet.
Wild ride.
Russian President Vladimir Putin
He's
scheduled
an
to
all-American hero.
Shut up.
Russian President Vladimir Putin scheduled to dive down into depths of Arctic Ocean with only an oxygen tank.
That's probably true. He's a man of steel.
And county to pay $250,000 to advertise lack of funds.
Ha!
It's the first one.
Yeah, that's the first
It's the
one.
second one.
It is the third one.
Whoa!
That's what I said.
You're kidding me. Advertising? Oh my god.
Yep. And
What state is it in?
I hope it's
I-
like Gwinnett
the-
County.
the article it showed, it didn't show an online article. It showed like a picture of a snip out of an article.
What? That's so dumb.
The county is
I'm sure we could
Idaho.
find it if we looked hard
Hey
enough.
guys, the county is
No,
Idaho.
it's
No,
Bucks County.
Get it? Because it's like Idaho.
You guys are
But
idiots.
No,
It's
no.
Bucks County.
It's Ferguson.
Oh, no.
we don't
Alright.
have to talk about
Round 5. Popular Hollywood singers Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus's new
Popular?
be quiet. Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus's new songs classified by federal government as softcore pornography.
Wait, what? Like, well, what does that mean? Like,
That the federal government has classified it as too explicit for viewing of the public, and that it has to be published to private websites under the name of softcore pornography.
isn't that hardcore?
No, that's
softcore.
Do you not know what that is?
No, that's
Yeah,
why
There-
I
Noah's
asked
an
you.
expert in this. She's got a PhD.
All right.
Oh, Noah.
All right, 4 Amish arrested on alcohol charges after buggy hits cop car.
Oh no, that buggy going 22 miles per hour scratched my paint job. You darn diddly Amish
Dude,
man.
maybe the
We're going
Amish
to have to stop
transfer
him.
their souls into the horses when they grab the little things.
What?
I don't think that happened, Ian.
I think that happened.
All right.
I'm trying to put my dreams down, jerk.
All right,
Yeah,
and the third
jerk.
article within round 5, Malaysian Airlines close to bankruptcy after 2 airline accidents in same year. Averages at about 10 passengers per day.
Oh,
Total.
it's the third one. I heard that article this morning.
That's not that funny. Wow, that's kind of weak.
All right,
Is it the third one?
what do you say?
Oh, he said all 3. All right, it's
The third
probably the
one.
one with the Amish.
You're looking at my paper. It's the Amish.
Wait, but the third one is true. That's actually my
I
heart
made
goes
that-
out to Air Malaysia.
I made that up.
Really? Because it's true.
Not 10. It's got to be more than 10 passengers per day total.
Average.
Shut up. man.
Average. Do you know what average means?
So I.
Yes,
You're a basic bitch.
Why are you yelling like that?
I'm not yelling at nothing.
All right. So apparently the third one was a real article, or it was close to a real article, just because it was so realistic. And
Man, Noah, you have such a realistic imagination. You should be on HBO.
Dude, that's where
Be
all the
quiet.
good people go. Like TLC, dude.
And-
Those are good quality.
round
Last one.
Oh, dude, my liver.
Nobody wants to hear that. Round 6. Local Tennessee Walmart hires magician as poultry consultant.
Wow.
I get it.
Creators of Sharknado planning cow cyclone.
I'm pretty sure it's number 3 that's the fake one.
And Uranus takes a pounding more frequently than
Third
thought.
one, third one.
Anus, guys, get it, because you're talking about Uranus.
You just ruined.
I'm going with the third one.
It is the third one. That is a real article.
Yes, it is.
And
Thank God.
It talks about. I was confused, so I read it,
Sexually
and
confused?
That's a picture of Uranus.
it talks about how Uranus was hit not once but twice to cause its rings to be
Upside down.
It's not upside
Yes,
down.
it is.
It's sideways, and
Yeah, whatever,
well,
it's all the same
there's
crap.
no direction in space, but
Yeah, there is.
relative to other rings within the solar
According to
system,
Ender's Game,
it's
the Ender's
sideways.
Gate is down.
Shh. I haven't read the book yet. Don't spoil it.
That's not a spoiler.
That's
All right.
Not yet, but it's a
So
slippery
that
slope.
concludes our article game that I came up with.
I have one too, though. Okay, so I have a few articles that I want Noah and Jasser and Ian to guess what happens in the article. Okay?
Oh, we're just gonna play games. It's gonna be swell. It's like a family game night, but with friends.
Okay.
Lonely friends.
Okay. A man decides to teach a brat a lesson in a Burger King. What do you think he did?
Spanked
no.
him.
Well,
Spanked him really good.
He has to leave for a second because his phone is going off during the podcast.
Which is very inappropriate.
Sorry, you haven't explained the rules of this game yet.
I'm just going to ask you a question. What do you think happened in this article? A man decides to teach a brat a lesson in a Burger King. What do you think he did?
He smacked his butt.
I think that he bought all the apple pies.
He gave him
Did
the
he
old...
buy all the apple pies?
Two things. First, fuck you, Ian. And second of all, yes, the article is...
I've heard that before, though.
A U.S. man stricken with a headache and a case of impatience is waiting in the line of a Burger King when a lady and her
wait,
child...
I can finish this. They were waiting in the back.
I
and
wrote a whole article about it, Noah. Let me talk. The lady is ignoring her child while the child is throwing a tantrum, screaming and cursing and demanding apple pie. When the man gets to the counter, he orders a hamburger and every pie in the store, 23 pies in total, and walks out. Behind him, he hears the woman say, "What do you mean you're out of pies? Who bought them all?"
No, stop laughing.
Your rendition of the lady is very
Quite
swell.
accurate. In fact,
It's
I
like
was
how
there.
we talk about our teachers.
Okay.
Why don't you
A
go-
Brazilian woman discovered what during her search to find the mother that abandoned her? And Ian, I think you read this one too, so don't say anything.
So she discovered in the search of what?
Brazilian woman discovered what during her search to find the mother that abandoned her?
She discovered
Her half-brother. Something along those lines, I think.
She discovered that her mother was her brother's cousin's aunt's uncle.
Whoa!
She discovered
That's pretty
an
deep.
incestuous relationship.
That's kind
Fuck you all! Yes, a Brazilian woman abandoned in infancy by her mother has recently been reunited with her mother. She learned that her husband, also in search of the mother who abandoned him, is actually her half-brother. They have vowed to remain together no matter what people say.
Sweet love. What?
So, okay, just
Okay, no more reading of my show notes, you bastards. Okay,
What was that?
okay.
so Ian just walked up behind
And Ian,
Judd
you've
and looked
also
at
read
them.
this one, so don't say any... Jasser, that actually really hurts.
I'm
Stop
beating him
that.
up with a BB
They can
baby.
hear it. It's
Ow.
stop.
Jasser, stop that.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
Jester,
That's
Sorry,
weird.
sorry.
Jester,
I'm sorry.
stop.
We're
You
not
know,
getting
that made me
anywhere
such
right
noise
now.
just
God damn it!
Don't do that. Jesus Christ.
There has to be some direction to this podcast.
A
Judd.
trial
up.
in Italy was suspended after the judge saw what through a glass window at the courthouse.
What?
They saw people having
Sweet
They
love. You continue.
why do you
Sweet
fin-
love.
why
Alright, shut up, Jester.
Jazzer,
Stop interrupting
really?
people, seriously.
Oh, come on.
It's not
I'm
that-
going
no,
to
it's
make you
getting annoying.
I'm going to make you go play Xbox.
No, don't make me sit in the corny, naughty corner, Daddy. I'm sorry.
No, that the
I'm
not
sorry.
there's never an
I'm
Xbox.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
This is okay. I'm mildly infuriated right now, and I can understand that our viewers would be extremely infuriated with the fact that this podcast has no direction at all,
Oh,
and
come
it's very chaotic right now.
Yeah, seriously, shut the fuck up,
Oh,
Jasser.
come on, man. Why you gotta be like that, home?
I'm dead serious, Jasser. If you don't shut the fuck
Come
up,
on,
I'm gonna
dog.
shut your fuck up for you.
Oh, snap.
All right,
oh,
so-
damn. Alright, continue.
Alright, so we're having problems right now
Yeah, we're
with one of our guests.
A trial in Italy was suspended after the judge saw what through a glass window in the courthouse.
They saw sweet love.
Just people having sex.
I'm not playing this game with you guys anymore. It was in fact steamy sex.
No, it's steamy sweet love.
An Italian judge suspended a trial after 2 court staffers were caught having sex in the courthouse.
Sweet love.
The judge saw them doing it when he passed a glass window, and he saw. So they were having sex in a room with a glass window, and he saw their silhouettes through the window, and he was like, "Oh shit!" But the best part of this article is the comments. This one guy says, "Will there be a sex appeal?" Another guy asks, "What's wrong with a man and a woman courting?"
My gosh.
And the big question here is, or rather, the big comment here is, God hopes that the judge at least let them finish before he wandered in and told them to stop.
Do you think he came in with a hammer?
Do you think he came?
Be quiet, Ian. Do you think he came in with a hammer and just said, "In the name of the court, stop this now"?
I bet he watched.
They had a mistrial, double
bet you-
jeopardy.
I bet you he enjoyed it, if you know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying.
And
Why do you do that?
What?
Never mind. Let's keep going.
the last one is, and this one is much more morbid. Oh,
The
I
hell?
kind of just ruined it. So you know what? I'm not even going to play the game. I'm literally just going to read it. So a box labeled doll left in a Japanese storage facility for several months has been rediscovered. And inside, there is no doll. It is, in fact, the remains of 29-year-old Rika Okada, missing since late March. Just prior to going missing, Okada posted on Facebook that she was going to visit an old friend she had not seen in over a decade. And I want to clarify very quickly that this is in no way associated with our dumb news. This is very serious, and it's outstanding to me that this sort of thing can go unchecked for so many months. It's just...
This is the second time we've talked about people not finding bodies until years later, correct?
Correct.
And the first time we talked about that kid playing hide and seek, I believe.
Found a 5-year-old body hanging in the hallway.
Maybe he was playing tag. I don't know. I don't know what the kids are into these days, even though I am a kid. I would like to clarify, we are kids. Teens are still considered kids. I understand that. So, this is a great moment right now. We're having peace and quiet, and it's about to end because I can hear them coming down the stairs. So before they come down the stairs, what do you want to talk about next?
Hey! I heard all that. Man, why you gotta be all like that, man?
Because I have to...
Man, be straight up with me, homie. No lies. Be straight up with me,
He doesn't
homie.
actually talk like that. I can tell that he's kidding when he talks like that.
But I don't know if you can, so we feel the need to clarify.
Yeah, alright, so... Is there anything else you want to bring up next?
Well, we have a couple of... I found, at least. I don't know about you, Noah, but I found a couple of news stories that come from right here in Atlanta. Recently, a police officer was arrested right in our hometown of Atlanta. He was at the Atlanta airport trying to catch a flight to Mexico when he was apprehended by authorities. He has been tied to the murder of an Atlanta woman. We don't have more details, but apparently a police officer killed a woman in Atlanta and has been apprehended at an airport over the course of the last couple of days. But what's really interesting is if anyone listening is from Atlanta, Georgia, or the surrounding area, you might know of Old Norcross Road in Lawrenceville, which is right near where we live. And apparently in a neighborhood right on that very road, a man fatally stabbed his ex-wife and almost fatally stabbed her mother, his mother-in-law, before making away in a getaway car. What's really interesting about this story is prior to his escape, a neighbor saw him escaping, and the neighbor armed himself with a gun and pursued in his car, which is illegal, mind you. You can't just pick up your gun and pursue criminals.
Of course you can. This is America, for goodness sake. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that?
Because it's... I shouldn't have to answer that. I shouldn't have to answer that. But eventually the neighbor was apprehended and jailed, and the original murderer was sent to a mental institution where he later committed suicide. And it shut down all the schools in the area for 30 minutes because of the chase.
So, when was this?
It was, let's see, by the time we're filming this is Friday, so it would have been Wednesday.
This was on Wednesday?
Or maybe Thursday. It was between Tuesday and Thursday.
I hadn't heard anything about this at all.
Actually, neither had I. I go to school in that area, and my school was actually not shut down. But my mother's school, and when I clarify, she's a teacher, not a student. She works, like, literally 5 minutes down the road. Her school was shut down for 30 minutes. So I'm not exactly sure what the perimeter of the shutdown was, but apparently the schools in the area had been shut down for a full half hour due to the chase.
Wait, what? What happened?
Listen to the article, okay?
Yeah,
Sorry.
just hand him it so he can read it. So how did they determine which schools did get shut down and which ones didn't, seeing as you were in a school that was relatively close?
That's a really good question. In fact, I wondered that myself. I have no idea why my school didn't get closed down too.
Yeah, what? BHS didn't get closed down at all.
Yeah.
You weren't in that area.
Yeah, don't name that school that we go to. They may find out who we are.
Woo.
Jeez.
Maybe later we would name our school, but I just don't want to name it right now.
Why? We already said that we go to school in that area. So they can just look up high schools in that area.
Okay. But I'm not... Fine, it starts with a B. You can find it out yourself, non-existent Canadians who are watching this podcast right now.
Yeah, but the point was, it's just interesting because not a lot happens around here. So to hear of a police chase...
Not a lot happens around here.
He's not wrong. And, it's just interesting to hear of such a...
Before we move on, I want to talk about something else that was happening around here, and I'm interested to hear your opinion about this. There's a hospital right down the street from this road. You know of that hospital, right?
I believe I do.
And right next to the hospital, the city council was planning to have, had agreed with some, I don't know what company it was, with some company to be able to build apartments there. And
I know where that is, yeah.
And because of the planning to build apartments right behind, next to the hospital, there were a bunch of protests of people not wanting those
I've seen
apartments to
those
be
signs.
built.
I've seen a lot of those signs.
Yeah.
It's apartment with like across the road. But the funny thing about those particular signs is the word apartment is so big, and they have like the little red circle with the line through it.
Yeah, it's awful.
It crosses through the T and the M. So every time I read it, I just assume it's saying what? They want to remove the T and the M from apartments. They want parents?
We're petitioning Webster to change the spelling of the word apartments because it's too hard to spell for us southern folk.
Yeah, that must be it.
And we're such hicks.
We're really not hicks.
Do you think that it's a good idea to build an apartment there or a bad idea?
I don't understand the complaint. I mean, I honestly have no opinion.
Well,
I mean...
That's going to create more families and the schools are going to get overcrowded and stuff like that.
Yeah, the thing is the high school, at least the one that I go to, is already crowded, and a lot of people are concerned that it may also, and nothing against this, and I'm not sure if I support these parents or not, but a lot of parents are saying that it could bring the rating of our school down. And that is entirely possible. That's because some people, not all people, but there are some people that move into apartments, rent it out, don't take care of it, and their kids could have a negative effect on the education of students within the high school to some degree.
I would maybe this is me being naive, but I kind of like to think instead of the kids having a negative effect on the high school, maybe the high school will have a positive effect on the kids. But I don't know that for a fact, and honestly, I just can't. I don't live in that area. I can't really speak from experience on this. Ian is indicating he wants to insert something into the conversation. Be my guest, Ian.
the thing is, it's not like the kids themselves being, uneducated or something. It's that the teachers are gonna have such overcrowded like classes and stuff.
Come to the microphone, Ian.
Oh,
No, you're like faded out right now.
So
thanks for yelling that into the mic.
it's fine.
Sit down.
We're all
It's,
good.
the thing is that the classes are gonna be so overcrowded once like the kids in the apartments and stuff move in, that the teachers are gonna have overcrowded classes and they're barely gonna get any teaching done. Well, I mean, not like that, but I mean, I'm gonna assume that you get my meaning. That not a lot's gonna it's not gonna have a very positive effect. Alright,
Yeah.
I'm out. Peace.
An administration of public schools doesn't exactly lend itself to have a positive effect on students usually, just because
Why can't I show my boobs?
the administration is always kids will always rebel against the administration.
Unfortunately, I don't understand why, but I'm an old soul.
They're not that old.
An old soul.
I'm such a 90s kid. I was born in 1999.
I'm such a 90s kid. I was born in 1949.
Alright.
Another intermission, thank you. Asshole.
Alright. So, within this segment, which segment are we at right now?
What segment do you want to be at?
I don't know what segment. Okay. I don't know which segment this will be, but I will open up this segment anyway and start with, they discovered that gold can be used, a 25 molecule piece of gold can be used as an extremely powerful catalyst, but the problem is it's hard to control, and they discovered this a while back. Recent breakthroughs in studying have showed that something called ligands it will decrease the effect of the catalyst, but it will also increase the effect to which you can control the catalyst without it getting out of hand. And I'm pulling up the article right here from Oak Ridge National Laboratory, and we will of course link this. The one thing that a very practical use of this gold molecule is that it can turn carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide.
By adding an oxygen.
But it would happen much faster than usual.
And I know I'm just kidding, but I actually am a little bit more knowledgeable about this than just by adding an oxygen. But I am no chemical genius. I am much more of a linguistics genius, so I'm going to let Noah take the helm here.
Well, I'm not exactly a chemical genius either.
That's because you're dumb.
But having carbon monoxide turn into carbon dioxide would have... Carbon dioxide is pretty much harmless, unless, of course, you put a bag over your head and you breathe in all the carbon dioxide that you breathe out. Of course, you're going to pass out from that, but
Carbon dioxide does more to your blood than it does to your brain. It's simply a slight deoxygenation of the blood, whereas carbon monoxide can block oxygen to the brain, and it's obviously it's much more dangerous.
Yeah, and you can't really detect carbon monoxide. But if we could use these gold 25 molecule pieces, atoms of gold, as catalysts by linking the ligands to them and inhibiting the effects to the amount where it just won't change everything completely. When carbon monoxide leaks, when there's a gas leak or someone leaves a car on and closes the garage door, it could change this harmful carbon dioxide to a less harmful carbon dioxide. And also, I'm not sure how exactly they would do this, just because we may not have the technology for it right now. It could be used as a detector for carbon monoxide.
If it can be used as a detector for carbon monoxide, I have two questions. I have two statements, really. One, I'm all for that, because being able to detect carbon monoxide as much as possible is obviously a good thing, no matter what. But we have the ability to detect carbon monoxide even now. We have the ability to detect it even now. So, would it be a more effective detection of carbon monoxide?
It would be a detection that would also have the potential to make it less potent.
Then, in that of cases, then of course. But I really hesitate I mean, this is the kind of thing where, you know, as we said before, Noah and I are a couple of high schoolers. We know next to nothing about the way, you know, I mean, we're both taking chemistry, so, you know, it's not like we're failing our classes. We're not failing our
Are you
classes.
fading out right now? Are you fading out?
We're not failing our classes. I want to make that clear. But I don't know anything about how gold nanoclusters affect carbon monoxide, so I'm not going to talk as if I do. But this is just, to the layman, this doesn't sound like the kind of things like, oh, we'll just put gold nanoclusters in the carbon monoxide detectors, and then all of a sudden all the carbon monoxide will turn to CO2 gas. I don't think it's that simple. I'd be very surprised if it were that simple.
Well, of course it's not that simple. But with technology increasing, there also becomes easier ways to disperse and control such things. Like just finding the ligands is a big breakthrough, because now, even though we don't know how we could use it yet, there's a possibility that we can use a very powerful catalyst under less chaotic conditions under our control. And that's I believe the main point of the article, the fact that we have a much more powerful catalyst right now that can make chemical reactions happen much quicker, that can be controlled with the use of such ligands.
I mean, that's certainly, you know, I'm you know, as silly as this sounds, I'm all in support of anything that is further decreasing the danger of carbon monoxide. And
I am the danger.
we'll give you guys that Breaking Bad episode soon enough.
Not that you will be requesting it.
We're requesting it on your behalf.
I feel like the podcast right now is just us two and occasionally them coming through is much more peaceful than it was earlier. Do you think so?
Peaceful now, as in earlier this episode?
Earlier this episode, it was much more chaotic than it is now, with them playing. They're playing Dead Rising 3 right now, I believe.
Yeah, I think we'll switch to this sort of two-person model in the future, simply for...
Of course. Yeah, no, come here. Of course.
Of course.
It's very awkward when we're both talking into this very small mic at the same time. That's... Okay, so... That was fun.
Can I interject something?
Of course. No, you can't. You can't do that. Sorry, Judd. You're not allowed to.
I want to do a spark a conversation a little late. Is that alright?
Yeah, we don't have a set schedule.
I know, so I'm going to spark a conversation. Ad block. I want to talk about ad block. I've decided that that's what we're going to talk about on this episode.
And I think I know where you got that idea. Am I correct? It's
it's not it. Yeah, but I seriously, I want to talk about this because ad block is a very, very colloquial subject. You know, who doesn't use ad block? If you're using Chrome, you're using ad block almost definitely. If you know about it, you're probably using it because it blocks ads. But the thing is,
I believe that's why it's called ad block.
I know I'm speaking obviously on purpose, but my point is, ad block is a real detriment to people who make their money off of the internet because advertisement is the way people make money off of anything free, basically. You know, television, you know, internet videos, you don't have to pay to access them. Therefore, you are forced to view ads. And when you ad block them, you know, a lot of people say, well, the ads are still running, I'm just not watching them. But the ads are literally run through the ads are literally run through whether or not you watch them. And by watching them, you are, you know, affording money to the people who run the ads, and by not watching them, you are not. It's not a matter of whether or not the ads run. It's a matter of whether or not you watch them.
And this brings up, I pulled up a website right here while he was talking. This brings up a bunch of alternative methods that have been popping up, such as Kickstarter and something that's been more popular among especially YouTube right now, a website called Patreon.
I've never heard of this website, so please enlighten me.
It's I would say it's basically like Kickstarter, but you're not actually kickstarting a project. You're just funding a project that's already in a project that's already in production right now. And not just a project, just any channel can sign up for Patreon, and they can ask if people are obviously using AdBlock, so they can ask their most devoted viewers to perhaps go to Patreon and donate to their cause if if they want more content to come out.
It's actually a really interesting idea. I would question how effective it would be. I wonder, like even AdBlock, to be honest with you, if you've ever downloaded AdBlock, you know that at the very end of the download, the creator of AdBlock asks if you are able to make a small donation to keep AdBlock free and accessible. And I have no hesitation in saying I didn't. I don't know who did. I mean, God bless you if you did, but it's certainly not. I mean, your knee-jerk reaction is to just hit later, right?
But that is probably because we don't have a standard income. Now, if it's like Netflix or HBO Go, that's what I see the future of YouTube being, where you can watch such channels, such videos here and there, but if you support it, there may be extra content for donating to the cause.
That certainly seems like a popular format. Netflix, Hulu, HBO, lots of different internet lots of different internet video media use that format. And I wonder if YouTube has strayed away from that simply on the desire to be the source of free internet entertainment. I'm certainly that's certainly
It's not on there.
it's certainly a good thing, but I would just hesitate. I don't put a lot of faith in the internet's willingness to contribute money on the internet.
I would agree with you in the fact that this would not be a long-term source of YouTube. The ads will still be the main source, and this could be somewhere where devoted people could go. But I see a future where it'll be different, and even though YouTube tries to promote free media, and I'm sure a lot of people will stick with that, some people don't have the funds to do such things, and there has
Like us.
Yes, but we are not exactly esteemed creators that could be considered people that would need to use such a thing.
This podcast is in the most esteemed of qualities.
Oh my, yes of course, this is the BBC.
I'm putting a stop to this right now.
It's a very unrelated topic, but at our school, you know how all schools have news shows? Well, most schools have news shows, right?
Mine does.
Yeah, and they're always really cheesy. One thing the news show at our school does is they don't retake it when you know they need to. There'll be a bunch of stuttering, and God knows we do that a lot, but they have the chance to retake such things, and they don't. And there's a bunch of stuttering. There will be people laughing while they're delivering their lines for the news. And the thing that annoys me most is the fact that our high school starts with a B. They call it BBC, or BCC. Yes, they call it. Do they call it BBC or BCC?
BBC.
They call it BBC at our school, and I know that's a play on, of course, the BBC in the UK, but for some reason it annoys me, especially because the logo they use is almost spot on the exact same thing.
I approve. I think that's hilarious.
It's the same exact thing. The only difference is the name under it.
Well, and they don't have to, it's a school news show, they don't have to deal with copyright and such things. But I don't know why I'm always slightly pissed off in the morning when I see that. It always puts, are you tired?
Well, you're
Judd?
a negative person, so I would expect you'd be pissed off by, having your waffle the wrong color.
Blue waffles?
Shut up! Now!
I take being you calling me a negative person, I'm going to take that as a compliment. I will take that as a compliment because that is exactly what I try and portray, and you've got it spot on right there.
He's actually a very positive pessimist.
A positive pessimist. Would you like to elaborate on that?
He's very positive about his negativity.
You're a
It
positive
drives me up a fucking wall.
because you're a positive optimist most of the time.
I just like to be happy. You know what, guys? As long as the sun rises, it will be a good day. Slap that on a motherfucking bumper sticker. That's what I say.
As long as the sun rises, we're one more day until the sun expands and swallows Earth.
By the way, put that on a motherfucking bumper sticker. That's part of the bumper sticker. I want to make that, I want to clarify that.
Yes, and our non-existent Canadian audience can get right on this.
Oh, no, I've already got on it. You can purchase it on Kickstarter.
I consider myself, and I don't know how you consider me, I consider myself a sadistic person of some sense.
I don't understand why people are proud of this. I know all kinds of people who are on the sadistic side of things.
Not like sadistic as in sadistic of, crazy sadistic, but sadistic as in a dark humor sort of thing. Such as, I'm reading Game of Thrones right now, and a lot of the humor in there is sadistic, and I would consider myself more cynical than I would sadistic. But a lot of the humor in there, it has a lot to do with class relations and how, with the medieval style that Game of Thrones adapts to a sense, there's huge class differences between the lords and the commoners and how they go through life, like they're almost entirely different species.
It's because they are. Spoiler. It's because of the aliens.
Everybody's angry at you. Our entire Canadian audience is, and I'm angry at you. I'm angry at you for spoiling Game of Thrones for me.
Spoiler. Frodo dies.
But he doesn't. Maybe he does.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. I was about to say that, but I didn't because I didn't want to spoil it for people. I didn't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen Star Wars yet.
This is a spoiler-free podcast.
No, it isn't. Be quiet. I don't want to be held to that obligation. I'll try, but if something slips, I'm not going to go in and edit. You can go in and edit it if you feel like it. And
this podcast is strictly no editing. We have no editing rules. We don't edit anything. We just run with it.
So, you've talked about how there are some, like a friend of yours watched the first episode of this podcast, correct?
Hi, Nina.
And it was it a friend or two? It was two friends, right?
It was her and a friend of hers. By the way, I hope you don't mind me using your name on the podcast. If it makes you feel better, that's a fake name. It's not a real name.
We use our names.
Those are fake names too.
And I'd heard
they're not actually. I feel the need to actually insert that disclaimer. Those are our real names. We afford you that courtesy.
Yes, my name is Noah Pumblurton. That's my full name, obviously.
It is Noah. Let's at least be honest there.
Honesty is the best policy. So I had heard that your friend was looking for a picture of you. Did you ever deliver on a picture of you when you had long hair?
Oh yeah, I have short hair right now, but I used to have a long flowing mane.
You still have some of that.
Yeah, I mean I've got fluffy hair, but it's not flowing anymore.
No, I've got fluffy hair.
It's not flowing anymore. No, I never did. I never was able to deliver on me with the locks.
Well, I can deliver. I can deliver on such a picture of him with long hair. But disclaimer, he is holding an American flag.
No, we're not talking about
He's
this
holding
picture.
an American
I've changed since then. I've changed.
No. If you want to see him with long hair, Judd's friend, and I'm not good with names. If you want to see that, I will deliver. multiversecast@gmail.com. If you contact that email, I will send you such a picture, but only if you're Judd's friend. I'm not going to send any to you such Canadians.
I guess I can't really stop that. But we are kind of running out of time, so
Judd's turning red.
maybe a little bit. Because it's a really dumb picture of me. But it is me with long hair, that much I'll concede. And we're kind of running out of time, so I think if it's not too terribly awkward, I'm going to draw this episode to a close. Is that alright with you, Noah?
I'm not sure. There's quite a bit that we haven't gotten to. There's one more thing that I want to pull up, and...
Oh.
You just keep talking. Try and talk about something, because I can't do two things at once.
So, obviously, the podcast, each episode is going to be about an hour long. We're going to try and keep it to an hour. We don't want to go over very often. So, and, anything that we don't cover on one episode, we're bound to cover on another episode. So, and remember, if you're not watching on YouTube, which you probably are, since that's, the most likely place that you're here, but if you're not watching on YouTube, we encourage you to go to our YouTube, which is, Into the Multiverse, and you might have to do some digging. I encourage you to search Into the Multiverse News Commentary Podcast, or Into the Multiverse News Commentary Podcast Episode 1 or Episode 2. And I encourage you to like and subscribe and comment, and
No, you don't have. We don't feel like we're forcing you to do anything. If you hate the podcast,
I said encourage.
If you hate the podcast, tell us you hate the podcast.
But that still counts as commenting. Oh, and also, if you have any questions, if you have any complaints, any criticisms, our email at multiversecast@gmail.com is always open to the public. If you would like to tell us anything,
we will deliver pictures.
No, we won't. But we will gladly answer questions and address any concerns. If you have things you need to tell us that you absolutely hate, by all means, let us know. It's open to the public. Multiversecast@gmail.com.
Well, I pulled up a video on YouTube that by is that Memory TV Videos?
I believe.
It's an Iraqi TV host, and you can probably see from the description, and it's subtitled, so just take a look at it.
And it will be linked in the description.
Do you want to read it, just so we're not saying nothing?
It is terrible when people come and force you to leave your home.
Says Man 1. And
this is what happened to the Christians today. Yes, the Christians. Today I cried at home.
Those scappers got guns, man. The popo got guns. Dick their guns, homes.
It seems that maybe the subtitles aren't working.
This is one genuine Iraqi we have here, and that is the subtitle. I went to the Al-Marbad market near the city of Al-Zubair. I very, very am sorry for my Arabic pronunciation. There is an area there which is predominantly Christian. I swear they never made us feel ... They are our own flesh and blood. Some of them have left for Sweden or Germany. What does ISIS think it is to drive out our fellow countrymen? I want to take the people of Mosul and the government to task. They must take immediate measures to help these people. Our country is like a rose, and its petals are the Christians, the Arabs, the Kurds, the Sabians, the Shabak people. These are all our countrymen. I don't know what to say about this ISIS. The Christians have done nothing wrong. They haven't hurt a soul. On the contrary, they are peaceful people who love all sects. They're honorable people with high moral values. And they always maintain their sense of justice. These are Arabic officials, perhaps Muslim officials, I believe.
This is on a Iraqi TV show, and I'm not sure exactly. I wish I had done research on who these people are, but I don't exactly know who they are. But if you haven't gotten the gist of the video, they're basically talking about how the Christians living within Iraq haven't done anything wrong, and these such TV hosts are indicating that they haven't really done anything wrong. Now, not all Christians are innocent. I'm looking at you, West Joseph Baptist Church and Templars and such. But it seems that maybe, possibly, a majority of the people in Iraq they don't want this. They don't want ISIS to do such extreme measures. And it's hurting their country. Not just their country, the economy as well. Because nobody really wants to trade with a country that's in a crisis with a terrorist organization.
Nothing good ever comes from dogma. Nothing good ever comes from someone being so fiercely devoted to their beliefs that they would force it violently on others. Being devoted to your beliefs, only good can come from that. But being devoted to your beliefs and forcing it aggressively on others, only bad can come from that. Because from people being able to celebrate their beliefs among themselves, that is, that breeds, variety, that breeds diversity, and it breeds a diversity of your culture, of your economy, of your country. Nothing good can come from being so violently defensive of your beliefs that you would persecute others.
Yes, I agree with you. I was also watching, I forgot which show it was. I'll bring it up in the description. But there was a show, it was a show on Comedy Central, and he was talking about ISIS, and he was talking about how ISIS also, they have they want their own country, and it showed like a clip of them even directing traffic, ISIS people within ISIS, and he brought up, how are you going to pay that guy's pension? How are you going to support a guy who could be replaced by 3 lights? How are you going to pay taxes? How are you going to get involved with the global economy? And it was done more comedic than I'm bringing it up. But basically the point was, why would they want a country if they don't know how to properly run a country? Someone else is going to get angry at them, and then they're going to rise up against such ISIS country, and then it'll be a mess again.
Absolutely. I mean, I can say nothing positive about ISIS, and I call them out. I personally call them out.
I don't really think that you're in the position.
Alright. So we are going to now end this podcast. We're running at about an hour 3 minutes, and we will see you next week for a podcast. Hope to see you then, fellow Canadians. We are not actually Canadian, but you are, because you do not exist. Thank you. And I will deliver on a picture